Hey, Pursue God guys, I'm going to show you how to create a post at pursuegod.org. Now, once you're logged into the site, you go to a new post here. This is from the front end. It gives my little admin bar here. You might also see it here at the back end, the dashboard on the back side. Either way, I just go to new post, click on that post. Now, what I want to do, I've also opened this Google Doc called Posts, and this has at the very top here, it's got all the stuff that I need. So here's stuff all the way down from the excerpt, links and downloads, discussion questions, resources, all this stuff. I'm going to take all this from there to there. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to paste it into the post. I'll come back to that in a second. I'm going to go ahead and title the post. Okay. So what this is just short code that show. These are basically just your. Well, here if I save the draft. I'm going to preview this for you so you can see what it looks like as we go. So I'm going to view the post. So here's what that looks like. So there's the excerpt, there's the video bar, there's the summary, there's discussion questions, there's links and downloads, featured resources, etc. Okay, so let's go back to this now. So what I want to do is this is where I would type in the excerpt, and you can see Scott's articles in the production library in the training series on how to write the post itself. I'm not going to show you any of that. I'm just showing you the nuts and bolts of it here. So you're going to want to write the excerpt here and make sure you follow his instructions in that production article. And then you're going to want to come down here and paste that same thing right here. So whatever you write as the excerpt here, once you write it, copy it, paste it down here. Before you forget, make sure you do that. Okay. So then you're going to drop the video in right here, and all you got to do is go to your video itself. Here, let's open one up and let's take one. So we're going to go to, let's say that this is the video we're going to do, Let Your Husband Find You. Okay, so you're going to click the share button here. You're going to just copy this right here, and you're going to paste it in right under here. When I paste it, notice it'll just automatically embed that. Okay, I don't like the summary to be this close to the video, so I'm going to hit enter once. If you have a summary, then this is where you would put it, right under here. Again, following Scott's instructions on summaries. Discussion questions, again, the first and last are already done for you, so then you're just going to want to say, next question here. Again, Scott's got some tips on how to write questions. Another question here, etc. Okay, links and downloads. In this particular case, if this isn't a sermon link one, I'm going to probably get rid of most of this stuff here. So I'm going to get rid of at least all of this. If you got Google Slides for the conversation, you would link the shareable. You would paste the shareable link right over it, right like that. I know I'm going fast, but you can watch this video again and again. If you want to do a printable PDF, go ahead and do it. If you're not going to do it, then just delete that one. Okay. You might just get rid of links and downloads depending on whether you need that section. Featured resources, you probably don't need that section either, depending on what you're working on. Resources on this topic. Okay, let me explain how this works. Okay. Most likely you're going to use, so these are categories and these are tags. Okay. That's probably the most important thing in this video is to understand categories and tags. So let's talk about that. Over here on the side, we've got categories. Right now it's uncategorized. Let's say that I'm going to categorize this under addiction and recovery. Okay. And so if my article is related to one of these main topics from the main topic list on our website, then you go ahead and click one or two of those. Okay. If it's a kids or youth video, you don't give it a topic. Typically, you don't give it a topic. You just call it kids or youth. Let's say that I'm doing a video on addiction and recovery. So I'm going to call it addiction and recovery. Say that I'm also going to call it life issues. And then I want it to show up under men and women as well. Okay. So I'd click all of those, and then that's how they would be categorized. And let's say that let's use this one here, right here. What is this thing called? Let Your Husband Find You. Okay, so let's say that's what we're doing. Let your husband find you. So that would actually be, what would that be? It wouldn't be addiction, maybe not. It would be marriage and parenting. and probably just about that. But let's say that we also, clearly that's not a men's video, it's a women's video. So we're also going to call it women. So it's going to show up under marriage and parenting. So again, all that means is it's going to show up under the marriage and parenting topic, and it's also going to show up on the women page right here. Okay, so that's what that means. Once you categorize it, it'll just automatically go there. But let's also say that we're going to tag it. So let's say we're going to tag it premarital. Oh, that tag didn't work, so it's pre-marital. Nope, pre-marriage. There we go. We're going to call it pre-marriage. And when we call it pre-marriage, then it'll show up. Let's add that tag. It'll show up everywhere in every place where we're calling for the pre-marriage tag. So let me show you how that works now. Okay, let's go back to this article. So now, resources on this topic. Well, the topic is, we're not going to do it the marriage category. We're going to do it the pre-marriage tag. Pre-marriage, okay? So now this is going to show all of everything in our library that has been tagged pre-marriage is going to show up underneath this. Resources from this author, in the case where if you're tagging it from another author that's not Pursue God, you would use that. But in this case, we're not, because this is going to be, let's say it's, well, again, this guy is someone else, but let's say that this was a Pursue God video. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it right here. Let me just show you one more thing, and then I'll show you what this is going to look like. I'm going to show you how to do this featured image. Okay, the way you do a featured image, well, first of all, you can just click on here, and there might already be an image you want to use. Let's say we're going to use the marriage image. So I search for marriage, and I say, okay, let's see, is there a good one already? And let's say you're going to use this image. Okay, so I'm going to set this as the featured image. And then let's say you say, well, no, I want a better image. I want a more varied image than that one. So I'm going to remove it. Okay. Here's a good way to get an image. I'm going to go to pixabay.com. I'm going to type in the keyword marriage or pre-marriage or something like that. And let's say, ooh, that's the one I like. Okay. So I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to choose the small size, and I'm going to download it. Okay, so I'm going to click download. It's downloading that image. Now what you want to do is you want to go back. You might have to do this. You might have to watch this a couple of times. You're going to go back to the post, and you're going to set featured image, and you're going to have to upload that file. You're going to go select the file, and there's the file right there, bridal. I'm going to open the file. It's uploading the file. Okay, two more things you got to do. Number one, you got to put some keywords in here like pink shoes, comma, pre-marriage. Okay, because that way it'll be easier to search the next time. Maybe comma, no, actually let's just call it marriage. So those are some tags just for that will help us to, to find that if we want to use that in another article. Okay, here's the second thing you need to do. You want to edit the image because you notice the size is 640 by 338, and you want it to be 150 by 150. So I'm going to edit the image, and I'm going to, there's two things I can do. One, I can scale it if I want to, but in this case, I just want her pink shoes, so I'm going to go like this. You notice it's 250 by 260. It's too big, okay? So I'm going to make this smaller now. I'm going to scale it down like this. I'm going to try that again. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to go 150 by 150. And I'm going to move my box. And I'm going to hit this little crop button. And then I'm going to hit save. And then I click, okay, so that's, now when I click on this, notice it's 150 by 150. That's great. And I'm going to set it as the featured image. And now it doesn't show the 150 by 150, but that's fine. So there we go. So I'm done with that. So now I'm going to say save the draft. And when I view this now, actually, I'm going to view this again. Notice it's under marriage and parenting and women. There's the excerpt. We never did finish that. There's the video. If we don't have a summary, we would get rid of that bar. There's your discussion questions. There's your links and downloads, and notice there are no resources on the topic of pre-marriage. Maybe it's premarital. Whoops, I just published it. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, well, let's say that the topic was grief. I don't mean anything by that. I'm just trying to show you how that tag shows up. So when I go into here, now the grief tag, see the grief tag shows some stuff up. Okay, so that's how that's supposed to work. So you kind of get the general idea. Now, maybe you can talk, we'll do some other articles on how to categorize and tag, but basically all the topics are categories, and then these 4 things up here are categories. Again, as we already saw on the side here, there's your categories, and then tags allow you to be more specific. And you can see a list of the most common, most used tags right here. So there's a bunch of the most used tags, right? So when you tag stuff, when you categorize stuff, it just really helps us to grow our library and link our library. So for example, if you're doing this for a worship team, the category, okay, in case of a worship team, because we don't want that to be under one of these main topics, and it also doesn't have a kids, men, youth, or women topic either. So what you want to do for something like a leadership thing is you want to categorize it network, and then you want to tag it, say, worship team, okay? So that's how you would do something like that. So let's say that one of the pastoral, let me just show you this real quick. So if we look to, let's say, one of the pastoral team videos, I want to show you how this is tagged. And you can always do this if you're not sure. Just go into one of the other ones and see how it's tagged. So I'm going into this, and I'm going to edit this post. And so I can come in here and notice it's categorized network, and it's tagged pastoral and pastors. And because it's tagged pastoral, it shows up in that pastoral, on that pastoral page, because everything on the pastoral page is drawing from the stuff that is tagged pastoral. So anyway, I know that's a lot of information. You might have to watch this video a couple of times, but hopefully this will be helpful for you as far as creating posts, putting a featured image in the post, and then making sure that you tag it and categorize it properly. Thanks for watching.